So I met Jen several years ago, and she's unforgettable. She's fun-loving and warm. Unfortunately, her group home had a COVID-19 outbreak, and Jen needed to be hospitalized. We ended up having a team meeting, and we discussed what Jen would need in hospital. One of the things that remained clear was that we really needed to support her with communication. Jen doesn't have family that are involved in her life. She really needed to have support that would be there for her, to be her voice when she could not speak.
I was worried that she would be one of the very many people with disabilities who didn't end up having a good outcome following hospitalization from COVID. And I was also really saddened for her because I knew that she wouldn't be able to have any of her supports with her in the hospital.
One thing that our organization does really well is that we work very closely with self-advocates, people with lived experience. Because we do have this closely aligned relationship with this movement, we are able to connect the dots for people. When we saw that there was a need for better health information sharing practices, we were able to fill that gap. Together, we created a 4-page fillable document and an accompanying plain language guide, and we call it the Health Passport.
One of the things that we've started using is the Health Passport. We really love it, and we've started using it to sort of put down the most important things that people would need to know when they're supporting somebody in a hospital environment. I think not only does having that document with all of that information well laid out, instructs hospital staff and medical practitioners on how to support the person, I think it sort of sends a lot of information between the lines, showing that, sort of establishing the person's worth as a human being. You know, we put so much love and care and information into that document, and that comes through, right? It shows that this person is a worthy human being.
In the Health Passport, there is a section that talks about important people in that person's life. I was listed as one of the important people to contact if Jen needed support. One evening, a physician called me, and he was really concerned about Jen. Her oxygen levels were very low, and he wanted to make sure that he knew that he was acting in the best interest of Jen. Because she had a health passport, and it was so thoughtfully filled out, he knew that people cared a great deal about Jen and community.
When I got the news that Jen had gotten better enough to come home from the hospital, I was utterly overjoyed. It felt like we had done so much preparing for the worst and very little hoping for the best, and so when she did in fact get better and come home, it felt like she had just beaten the odds, you know.
I like all kinds of things. I like jazz, and I like star and video. I'm doing lots of things. I like crafts.
Why did you want to come home again? What made you think that you wanted to get better and come home again?
So many things.
Yeah?
And happy things.
Yeah? Happy things in your life at home?
Yeah,
Like your friends?
like my friend.
Honestly, I think the biggest thing about the Health Passport is just that it shows that not only are there people out there who care about and value this person, that the expectation is that everybody at the hospital side also values this person and respects them and treats them as if they were any other person.
I think that when people go to a hospital, they have a lot of anxiety. So I think that anything that we can do to reduce that anxiety level for a person, to prepare for them to be able to plan for anything in advance, I think that that's really important that they can do that. One of the things that we think is also important is that healthcare professionals have a lot on their plate, and we just wanted to support them to do their jobs the best they can.